So welcome, Alysha, and welcome, Brittany. Today we're just doing an interview, getting a sort of overview of all of the events and planning that went into making Yankee Homecoming this year possible. Do you guys want to introduce yourselves?
Sure. So I'm Alysha Robitaille. I'm this year's Newburyport Yankee Homecoming chairperson.
I'm Brittany Verville. I am a Newburyport resident of about the last 8 years and have been volunteering for Yankee Homecoming for about the last 4.
Awesome. Well, it's great to have you guys here. I'm glad we're getting a chance to tell people a little bit more about all of the events and planning. And I know we've got some stuff in here for where people can go if they want to volunteer. So if people are interested in that, we will get to that later. All right. Do you guys think you could give me, or Alysha, do you think you could give me just sort of a general overview of the 9 days of Yankee Homecoming and what's going to be happening?
Sure. So Yankee Homecoming is a nonprofit organization. As you mentioned, it is 9 days. This is our 66th year celebrating Yankee Homecoming. We're the oldest festival that has continued this tradition. So it started back in 1958, and the whole point was to get people to Newburyport.
Mm-hmm.
And so we do that today by doing like events every single day, and we have concerts, and everything is family focused. So there's events for people of all ages, which is super important to us.
Awesome. Do you know who, like you said there's going to be some concerts, right? Do we know like what kind of music there's going to be, who's going to be performing?
We do. So we start our concerts Sunday, and that is July 28th. We have Scenes, which is a Billy Joel tribute band. Monday is Impact, which is 70s, 80s, and 90s music. Tuesday is Red Solo Cup. They're new this year. It's a Toby Keith tribute. I'm super excited about that one. Wednesday is the 12 Bars Band. They're like a 7-piece horn and vocal group. They're also new. We have Thursday is Beetlejuice. They come year after year. Friday is The Far. They're also new. So we have a lot of new bands coming this year. They do 70s music, but also to current day. So they do, the pop and the hip hop that you hear on the radio. And then Saturday is Salem Boys. This is their 3rd year coming to Homecoming, and they just are phenomenal. So those are this year's lineup of concerts.
Awesome. Yeah, it sounds like there's a great mix there. I'm excited for Billy Joel cover band. I hope they play Vienna.
Yes, they usually do.
All free. They're
Yes.
family friendly. They're
Awesome.
a blast.
Yep.
It's a great time for everybody.
Yeah. So most of the Yankee Homecoming events and everything is free. Could you guys talk a little bit about how that's possible and how the fundraising works? Just so that everyone can come down and enjoy all of that super awesome stuff, which is obviously not free to put together.
Yeah. So as you mentioned, everything or most of our events are free to the public. We do have a few events that are our big fundraisers. So Brittany is chairing the Brewfest. That is one of our biggest ones that collects money for the fireworks specifically. But we have some smaller ones too. Cornhole helps, any donations, flag sales. All of the money that we get throughout the week or for those events specifically goes towards helping, the parade go off, the fireworks, for the concerts to be free. So it's really important that we get donations throughout the week, but also we're super thankful for the sponsors we get every year. We have some people who have been our sponsor year after year, but then we have new people each year, and they help make our event mostly free.
Yeah, it's cool that there's enough people that are willing to donate and go to those events. So
Yeah, it's not just a donation of charitable contributions. The entire thing is volunteer based.
right.
So everyone that puts on an event, everyone that helps make this week what it is all volunteering their time, which is just incredible.
Mm-hmm. And if we have people watching that want to help out with Yankee Homecoming and volunteer, where would they go and how would they go about that?
Great question. So we're excited. We just rebranded our website. But if you go to the yankeehomecoming.com website, there is a volunteers tab. It will walk you through, if you're a new volunteer, where we meet, when we meet, but there's a quick little form through Volgistics, which is this great website where we manage everything and anything under the sun. So if you're existing, you can log back in through the website through that, or you can create net new. But again, it is a 100% volunteer-based program, so without folks like ourselves and the rest of this incredible community, it wouldn't pull off with the success that it has. So
Awesome. So yeah, and volunteer hours, they look good on your resume.
Yes,
they
We
do.
Get
have
in there.
We have so many events that are perfect for high schoolers or even middle schoolers, just so we can sign off on a few hours or 6 hours. We have a lot of opportunities for that.
Perfect. What is the deal with the new website? What kind of new stuff is going to be on there this year? I mean, what was on there before?
So we partnered up with 8 Wave Creative. They're right over in Amesbury, and they're really helping us, one, just refresh our website, looking through it through their eyes. It's very wordy. There was lack of pictures. It was outdated. It was an outdated website.
Wasn't a good
want
user
something
experience.
that, where you can see what's going on instead of
Correct.
having to look and read and
Yes.
investigate.
So we're refreshing it, making it more visually for the eye, but also making it a lot more user-friendly for us, but also for the people who go on our website. So there's an event page tab that we're refreshing, and each, event, we're highlighting where the events take place. Before, we would just say they're at the Mall. Well, not everybody
know where
knows.
it is.
Yeah, not everybody's from Newburyport who goes to Yankee Homecoming. So we're highlighting that. We're adding a picture gallery, which is really exciting. So we can add our own photos, but the public, if they take photos at Family Day or waterfront workouts or concerts, they can actually submit their own photo and it can go on our website, which is really exciting.
Yeah.
So just a general refresh, make it more user friendly, highlight some things, and make it interactive with the public.
So, yeah, that's good. It's definitely, if you're not, the whole point is to get people from outside of Newburyport to come into Newburyport, and that'll be a lot harder if there's no addresses and
Exactly.
directions and
I
stuff
live
like
here and I
that.
still get lost.
Yeah.
So I'm a Google Map fan. Yeah, I need directions.
Yeah. So, Old Fashioned Sunday, is that going to be at the Mall?
It is, yes. And that's kind of like our kickoff of homecoming. So we have opening ceremonies at 11 this year. And so that is, even though we have events the night before Saturday, Old Fashioned Sunday is that kickoff. So we have opening ceremonies, and then everybody on the stage, which is myself, the current chairperson, and past chair people and board members, we then go over and raise the Yankee Homecoming flag. But throughout the Mall, there are games for kids. There's pony rides. The Bartlett Cove does a pet show in the morning, antique cars. On one side of the Mall, we have the Art on the Mall show, which is awesome.
Wonderful.
Yeah, it's really impressive. And then on the other side, we have the Beginners Cornhole competition, which this is our 4th year running. So there's something around the entire Mall for everybody.
Yeah, lots of opportunities. I always remember going and seeing the art, and there's always incredible stuff there. I'm assuming that's got to be all like local people, so it's good to be able to showcase some local talent, and then cornhole, of course.
Yes, exactly. And cornhole, so we partner up with Newburyport Cornhole, and it's sponsored by ReWorld, and that you do have to pay to participate, but as I mentioned, that money helps fund for the fireworks or the concerts, etc. So if anybody is a backyard cornhole player, please play. Please participate.
What about Family Day? Could you guys talk a little bit more about what's going to be going on there?
Sure. So Family Day, that is held at the Knock Middle School. Brittany has ran it in the past. I ran it last year. It is free.
It's so much fun.
It's really like a blast. So all nonprofits, organizations, groups, they're able to go there and promote themselves for free as long as they have an activity for kids. So this year we're slated to have about 30 vendors so far. And some of those groups actually do entertainment. They do like performances like the dojo. There's a dance group. We even have a petting zoo this year coming. And then at the start of it, so before you enter the field, we do like a donation toll. So again, it's free, but if you want to donate to helping this event stay free, then you are able to donate if you'd like.
It's stroller friendly. There's parking. It has bathrooms. So I'm like a new mom. I'm like checking the box for it needs to be accessible for everything.
What were some of your favorite things from Family Day last year?
So there was a local group called the Dojo, and they had some of their younger kids' classes do exhibits of kind of what they've been practicing, and it was just incredible to see these little minds come together and perform their routines and their dedication to time. It was just really cool. We also had Touch-a-Truck, so my husband was very excited to see cop cars and fire trucks and all those, but they also had the like search and rescue dogs, which was really cool. So they had some really cool exhibits of them searching for materials that they had trained to smell or just do little routines. So I'm a dog lover, so that sucked me right in. But it's free and it's a beautiful day and you get to do fun kid stuff.
Sounds fun.
Yeah.
So it's free, but if people want to donate to help out with Yankee Homecoming, they can do that.
So 10 to 2, Knock Middle School on Saturday, August 3rd.
So I understand that the whole sort of Yankee Homecoming has a theme, right? So it's like a family tradition kind of thing. How does that work its way into all the different sort of various components of the festival?
So before I get into the reason why I chose a family tradition, each year as general chair, you get to create your own theme. So, it's not a family tradition every year. Sometimes people focus on the Coast Guard or their own personal impact with Newburyport and Yankee Homecoming itself. So for me, I've been involved with Yankee Homecoming since I was like 6 years old, which is kind of crazy.
Putting in that time.
Yeah, exactly. So I grew up just going to the events, going to the craft fair, the concerts every night, the parade, etc. But so when it was my turn to be general chair, I really want to focus on having these events be something that families look forward to every year. So just like we mentioned with Family Day, it's such a fun event. It's focused on little kids. There's all activities. So I want families to say, okay, every year, the first Saturday in August, we're going to Family Day. Or every Tuesday, we go to the country concert. Something for families to look forward to year after year. Because for me, that's what I love. Yeah, exactly. So I really wanted to focus on making each event family friendly and just something that they can look forward to every year.
Well, if anyone's going to make it happen, it's going to be you. You've got the 10,000 hours.
She's got the resume for it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yankee Homecoming master.
Yeah, which is bizarre. So I started when I was 6, which is the only reason why I know that's when I started. I had a booth at Old Fashioned Sunday, and it was to create jewelry for kids. Like I had all these beads and stuff. So it was all free. We had a donation jar that went towards the fireworks, and that was kind of the start of it. And then, my family never pushed it on me. It was something that they were like, oh, let's go to the meeting. And I was like, okay, I'll go sit in the volunteer meeting. And then I became a co-chair for something with my mom. And then it just led to me today.
Running it all.
Well, Newburyport's lucky to have you.
Oh, well, thank you.
Where can people buy tickets for the events that do require that sort of like ahead of time, or are they you just go in and they're there?
Like things like Brewfest, you can do it online, you can do it in person. Most of it would all be linked through the YankeeHomecoming.com website.
Right.
So if you go through the website, there's the volunteer tab, but there's also an events page, and then each of the events is listed, and you can click into each with more info and more links and all the things you need to be successful.
When and where is the Brewfest this year?
Good question. So Brewfest is July 27th. It's a Saturday. It's from 5 to 9 p.m. It goes off at the Cashman Ballpark, so right along the river, right where that children's kind of playground is. It's an absolute blast. But you can pre-buy in advance for $40 a ticket. You can buy it day of for $5 more, but we do have designated driver tickets, so everybody can participate. But it is one of the only 21 plus, no children, no babies, no infants.
Right.
As a new mom myself, I've got
tradition.
a babysitter. Just
Well,
to cheer.
it can be family, like, as long as you're 21 and plus.
Yes.
So it loops in with that idea.
The adult activity one.
Yes.
But it's fun. We've got 20 plus brew vendors. We've got music this year by Lazy Susan. So it's just an open air experience along the river in beautiful Newburyport. I mean, you can't really get better than that.
And we're fortunate that our sponsor, Seaboard Products, helps us kind of kick this off every year. They're a huge part of
Tremendous.
of how we get Brewfest to really take over.
So it's fun.
Awesome. What kind of things can we expect to see on the parade this year?
That's a good question.
It is a good question. All right, so with the parade, there's a mix of things. Last year we had a huge parade, which we're keeping and trying to continue that every year and adding more groups. So we have performances, we have bands. Elvis will be back. He's like a Newburyport favorite.
Got local nonprofits.
Yep, local nonprofits. We have groups. We have a lot of marchers. And then this year, something new that we're doing is we're actually inviting all veterans to participate. So we're getting cars and flatbeds to have local veterans come, and we're going to have like a homecoming decorated parade,
Like
flatbed.
flag, yeah.
Yep. And kind of celebrate our veterans that way. So that's a nice new highlight that we have.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, it sounds like it's going to be a long parade.
Yeah, so we've actually cut it back, not anything different than the last few years, but it used to be super long, and it's hard to get people to march in the parade that's that long because it's always super hot. So I walk in the parade every year collecting money for the Jimmy Fund, which we used to be known as the Jimmy Fund Parade, which is pretty cool that we are keeping that tradition along. But because it was so long, you don't get people to march. It's so hot. So we do stop at State Street. We start at Famous Pizza. So it's like the perfect amount of parade entertainment.
Yeah.
So
Enough space to get those lawn chairs out early.
yes.
Yeah. Yes. And, yeah. I always know that it's almost Yankee Homecoming time when I see those
You
start
start
to
to
go
see
out.
the chairs
Yes.
on High
Yep.
Street.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
What? Well, actually, I guess I know the answer for this for you. You have a long history
Yep.
of Yankee Homecoming involvement. But so, Brittany, for you, what triggered you to want to get involved and start, working to make this all happen?
That's a good question. So when we moved to Newburyport, we didn't know anyone kind of in our age group. So I just Googled volunteer events in Newburyport. Conveniently, it was right on the kind of tail of summer starting, and Yankee Homecoming popped up. So I went to their first meeting, fell in love just with kind of the spiel that everyone was giving about the events that they were running or just what the program was as a whole. So I just did it as a way to make friends and kind of fell off the deep end and ended up chairing the event my first year and every year since. And it's really like the coolest group of people. Like, it is the most broad spectrum of demographics, of all ages, of all backgrounds, of all passion types. Like, it's a really funky group of people, and it's just a great time to get out of your house and meet some new people and just see what's going on in your town. Like, to make that investment, like, what's the point of calling it a community if you're not going to step some roots in and
Right.
spend that time? So I love it. I
Even
couldn't have
more
get 'em off.
motivation for people watching. If you want to make some friends, get to know the local community,
Yeah.
come volunteer at Yankee Homecoming and meet some cool people.
Make a memory.
Is there anything else you guys want to talk about the festival, things you're excited for, particular favorites and stuff like that, or anything you just feel like we haven't gone over so far?
That's a good question. Let's think.
I think some things just to highlight is that even though we have an event, every day, we do have some things that happen throughout the week of homecoming. So we have the Waterfront Workout Series sponsored by Anna Jakes. So we have 3 classes every single day. It's like a variety. We do have some mommy and me classes. We have yoga. We have CrossFit. We have a support local contest. So if you spend at least $20 in a Newburyport business, you get entered into a raffle. And that's awesome because we're supporting our community. And it can be something simple as you went to the grocery store, you went, to get gas in your car, or maybe you bought something at the art show or the craft fair. So there's a few things that happen throughout the week, like heritage tours too. That's run by Glee. She has 1,000 different tours that you can do either in a group or by yourself. And those are just some things that you can see about Newburyport that you might not have actually known about.
Like history deep dives, like the fires of, 150 years ago,
Yeah.
or certain places where there's burial grounds that people have discovered. Like, it's some really cool history deep dives.
There is a lot of stuff here.
Yeah.
There
Glee gave a
is.
rundown one day, and I was blown away with one, how many things that she was sponsoring, but 2, that she kept it all in her head.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's cool.
We have an event similar to kind of what Glee does. It's called the Road Rally. This is I want to say like third or fourth year doing it, and it's like a car scavenger hunt.
So fun.
You drive around Newburyport and you have like a list of directions. So someone's driving, someone's reading, and they'll say, drive a mile. What's what's the name of the street to your left? Okay, what is the object you see in front of you? So it's a really cool way to also go down some streets in Newburyport you might not typically go down, and again, learn interesting facts about Newburyport. So
It's fun.
It is.
I think last year you had to count how many crosswalks you went over. I think it was like over 100.
Yeah. Yes.
It's good for those attention to detail folks.
Well, also good on Newburyport for having so many crosswalks.
Right?
Yes, exactly. It's true.
But it's a blast, so.
It is. We're excited for another awesome year of homecoming. I'm hoping the weather stays nice. I mean,
It's going to be great.
I don't want it to rain, so I'd rather take the heat. If it could be,
I'm gonna manifest
80,
it.
that would be great.
Yeah,
But,
I mean, we had tsunami rains at Brewfest last year, and we sold almost 1,200 tickets. So
Wow.
Yep.
us New Englanders, we know how to turn out regardless
Yeah.
of the weather.
Exactly.
So,
Definitely.
Yep.
I mean, as long as it doesn't snow, we should be fine.
It's true.
But it is New England.
Yeah, so you never know.
All right. Anything else you want to go over? Or do we feel like we've hit on everything that's important?
Yeah.
I feel like we covered a lot today.
Yeah.
I know I'm excited for Yankee Homecoming. I will be definitely checking out the art for Old Fashioned Sunday. But yeah, overall, I think there's a lot to look forward to. And if people want to go volunteer or donate, then that would be appreciated, right?
Yes, it would. So
Anything helps.
please check out our website because that's where you'll find all of the contact information, the donate button, the volunteer button.
A list of events.
Yep.
So, YankeeHomecoming.com. That's your starting base for anything you need.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, Alysha, Brittany, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.